a young man who had his life all planned out until he suffered a traumatic brain injury on March 30th of 2015.
I was going to school. I was in a business program at the time. For probably a year and a half, I was living with my partner.
Joey was a very hard worker, worked 2 part-time jobs. His partner had a difficult time getting him up that morning, and then finally realized that Joey was not responding. So he called me, and I told his partner to call 911, and he had had a massive stroke, and he was airlifted to Westchester Medical Center. He was in neuro ICU 4 weeks total.
Joey's family was told to prepare for the worst as he underwent multiple surgeries.
It required a surgical decompression of his stroke with removal of the skull. He underwent rehabilitation at Helen Hayes Hospital.
We were not sure how Joey was going to wake up, if there was going to be speech, if there was going to be any kind of paralysis. As soon as they woke him up, he started crying. I knew he knew who I was.
Initially, he was unable to speak or even understand a good deal of what we said to him. Memory and processing speed, how fast you think, is often markedly affected in these kind of injuries.
Like, I could not remember if I ate before. I would eat 3 meals for the same one meal, but now it's better, and I take a lot of notes.
He couldn't move the right arm or right leg. Gradually, he recovered a good deal of function on the right side.
Thank God I'm left-handed, but this hand I have problems with it. This is kind of the motion I have in it, but it's coming along.
There are 1.7 million traumatic brain injuries each year in the U.S., and men are almost 1.5 times more likely than women to suffer a TBI.
Young men between the ages of about 22 and 35 sustain the highest frequency of brain injury because they're risk takers.
We don't know what caused Joey's stroke. We can speculate that there was a blood vessel that was on the weak side.
In some ways, Joey was fortunate to have had a stroke when he was just 21 and youth was on his side.
The recovery potential, particularly in a young man, for a period of weeks to months or even years for a significant recovery is good.
At Helen Hayes, Joey has a team of therapists working with him.
My main focus is self-care, independence. I always say to my patients, you know, take it one day at a time. This is your new life. You have something big happen to your brain, and it's not going to be exactly the same way, but it will get better. Even your family has changed. His parents are becoming a caregiver to him, where he was once somebody who started to become independent.
My partner helps a lot. He gets me happy.
Fortunately, the cost to these families is eased by the fact that New York State has a traumatic brain injury waiver that's one of the best in the country.
The purpose of this waiver program was to assist them to come out of a nursing home and live independently in the community in the least restrictive environment. It becomes a social disability because these individuals are isolated.
Being able to drive is a big thing. I can't just hop in my car and go for a ride and hang out with my friends. I have to rely on my parents a lot.
He is happy that he's made it through it. I've never once heard him say, "Why did this happen to me? I'm a good person."